Well, we delayed a day getting this video out so that I could capture the non-farm payroll report this morning, and it definitely moved the markets. Got a bit of whiplash based on what the markets did today based on that report. So let's get into it. Today is the 5th of January, Friday. I hope everyone is doing well. This is our first video of the new year. Already seeing tremendously higher activity versus where we were 30 days ago. My phone has been burning down all weekend, and so far all week we have seen just a tremendous increase in activity. So very encouraged by that. Hope that continues throughout the year. Hope it's not just short-lived, but folks are finally waking up to the reality that rates are well off of their highs. We seem to be heading in the right direction with regard to interest rates, and the message that they can refinance if rates do dramatically drop down the road is finally taking hold. The clients that I am seeing that are writing contracts currently have all made that comment to me. We're really not worried about where we are today. It's acceptable where it is today, enough for us to move forward, and we know that if it drops dramatically down the road, we can always refi it. So that's the right attitude to have going into this market. Let's get into non-farm payroll. Expectations were for 170,000 new jobs. We got 216,000 new jobs. That was the headline number, and we saw the bond market sell off sharply when that number hit the wires this morning. Then we started getting into the details of that report, and we had revisions to the prior 2 months that removed 71,000 of those created jobs. So we revised the prior 2 months, a combined 71,000 jobs lower. That's a big number. Folks are losing a bit of confidence in this non-farm payroll reporting and in the Labor Department's ability to report it accurately. In fact, if you go back 12 months, look at the prior 12 reports, non-farm payroll has been revised downward 500,000 jobs for the year. So they're averaging over 40,000 jobs a month of inaccuracy in this report. And y'all, we can speculate all day long about it. We're never going to have a consensus on what it is that's driving that, but it's an election year. Does a headline jobs number that beats expectations help anyone in an election year? Just ask that question and see if there's an answer there that you're comfortable with. When you get into the internals of this report, y'all, you can see some troubling trends, though, because there are two components that make up the non-farm payroll report that is released the first Friday of every month. The household survey is the other half of this report. The household survey actually calls households to determine if they're employed and if they're employed full-time or part-time. So it's a very much real data. It's not an extrapolation. It doesn't use algorithms. It's actually a survey. Based on that report, there were 683,000 jobs lost in the most recent month. In fact, if you pull out the full-time jobs that converted to 2 part-time jobs, that number is even worse than that, at just under 1.5 million lost. Again, if you pull out, if you're looking at just full-time jobs and you pull out that skewing component that a number of these full-time jobs were replaced by 2 part-time jobs, which is a sign of job weakness, you get a much weaker report. So based on those internals, we saw the bond market respond very favorably later in the day. We actually ended to the positive in the bond market today, and we opened sharply negative on the headline number. So a lot of whiplash in today's bond market. We moved probably 70 basis points in total from our lows to the highs of the day, which is a lot. Now, let's talk about the fact that we are in an election year. And what does that mean? Well, if you look at Fed policy of the last 12 elections, the Fed changed policy at 11 of those. Right? I encourage folks to go just Google Fed influence on elections and see if you can find a correlation, because it is a fact that certain incumbencies have suffered through tightening phases in an election year. Certain other incumbencies benefited from loosening during election years. I'll let y'all do your own homework on that. I don't want to get political on this call. I don't enjoy having political arguments with folks. I want to do loans and go through numbers with folks. The bottom line is, though, this is an election year, and how is policy going to move forward when we have a hot jobs number like this? If it weren't an election year, the Fed might be more hawkish. The fact that it is an election year and it's an incumbency that may closely align with the administration and their views on the administration as Fed voting members, if that has any sway at all, well, maybe it doesn't have nearly the impact that it would in a non-election year. So I think you're seeing some of that reality baked into the bond market's reaction as well. In any event, we are in the middle of political craziness, y'all. I am happy to be more direct and commenting on it for folks that want to call me directly. Those are individual conversations that we need to have. Again, I don't want to turn these calls into a debate, but individually, feel free to give me a call. We can talk all about it. So in any event, hope this information is helpful for you and for your clients. I look for interest rates to continue to improve this year. I think we're going to see a very nice opportunity for folks that have bought in the last 12 months to refi. I think we're going to see a great opportunity for folks to buy at a significant savings over where we were last year, and certainly earlier this year. So in any event, call me if you want to talk more about it. We benefit greatly from your referrals. We are always blessed to receive them. We take great care of your folks. We do these calls to add value to your life as a real estate professional. That is who we gear these weekly videos to. So asking for your business, would be blessed to have it. Look forward to working with you soon. Stay blessed, stay safe. Happy New Year. We'll talk to you next week.